where we're going. Back in your lives, in your ears, and in your face. Welcome to another episode of Papa G's House. I think it's episode 94. Thanks everybody for tuning in. It's great to have you back. It's been a very cold week for me. I'm absolutely frozen. I don't know. I think today for me may have been the coldest day of the year so far. I'm absolutely frozen, but these lovely lights are keeping me warm for the minute. But yeah, it is so cold in Cape Town. Dude, I cannot explain to you. I'm absolutely frozen. But anyway, we got a good show lined up today. We got a new segment to introduce and all that kind of jazz. But as I said in the little blurb in the beginning there, is that we are not going to be doing the live show going forward. Well, at least for now. We will do some live shows every now and again when we feel it's appropriate, but we just feel like we need to have a little bit more control, you know, when it comes to connection issues, when it comes to, you know, internet and, you know, hardware issues and cameras and all that kind of jazz, as well as when we're speaking to guests, we have a little bit more control on audio levels and all that kind of jazz, so we can bring you a better podcast at the end of the day, because I feel like also the live thing has made me a little bit complacent, you know, because I can just, you know, sit down and talk shit for an hour every Thursday, where I could be doing a lot more. And so what we're going to bring you from next week is hopefully a little bit of a better product, you know, at the end of the day, because we are always striving to improve. That's the name of the game, and you know, everybody has goals, and when you reach certain goals, you got to set new goals. So the next goal is to bring you the best podcast we possibly can. Maybe we haven't quite decided yet, because obviously the audience that was first, you know, introduced to Papa G's House was mainly the alternative underground metal hardcore, I don't know what the scene, and as things have, you know, kind of progressed and pandemic related and the Zoom interviews and taken the personal thing away, I've kind of feel like I've lost a little bit of a connection. I mean, obviously I have my own band that I'm in that I haven't played with in so long. Well, not so long. But it was, you know, when you get together, you don't want to feel like you holding any anxiety, because you're going to catch something basically. So, you know, I just feel a little bit of a disconnect. So we've gone more towards the sports and trying to introduce new segments like Beer of the Week, and then we go into a prohibition, you know. So basically, I just think it's going to be fun, and we're going to be able to record whenever we want. We may even bring more episodes in a week, because of the content we want to push out. Myself and Art are both dedicated to this cause, and we've been throwing ideas around there, and I think, you know, every step is a step in the right direction as far as I'm concerned. And as we say that, the man that used to be in the chat, you know, when I started this whole live chat thing in lockdown, when it first happened in March 2020, basically, in my number one supporter, who is now my producer, the man that used to be in the chat, the man who is now on the controls, my trusty producer, Arthur Carlos Diego Pereira III, with a fresh 1 week grown in fade, looking fresh, my man. How's it going?
Yeah, it's not looking too bad. It's not looking too bad. I mean,
and with the glasses and all that, son.
Yeah. I'll tell you what.
If you had DMs, they would be full.
Yeah.
Also, we got to get you an Instagram account to at least promote the pod a little bit. Come on, man. I love you being the producer, but come on, let's get Art back on social media. Let's go.
No.
Okay. I tried.
Well, no.
Yeah, okay, that's
We'll
all good.
see. How's your week been, bro? Besides the cold, which has been very cold.
Dude, it's been, you know, it's just I've become so used to doing what I'm doing. Just my office is the studio. I work from the office, and then I do my daily chores, and it's just the same old thing over and over again. And then I have a couple of glasses of wine, and then I video call everybody. But other than that, it's been a relatively quiet week with some cool things for work that happened. Like when everything falls into place, and then you feel like you didn't have to really do much work. That's kind of how my week's been. So it's been good. How's your week been?
Well, I had a day off work today, which was good.
You got your first jab, right?
Yes, I went to Alexandra Hospital to go get my jab. And I tell you what, taking big ass headphones with you to stand in queue with your headphones on is
Good
the
idea.
best way to prevent any conversation with these people.
I took my headphones and I actually left them in my pocket. I took just my earbuds, but I had the idea, but then I never ended up needing it.
I had
anyway,
these on.
Carry on. Really?
I had these. I had these on with my coil cord.
That is a caution sign saying, "Don't talk to me."
Yeah, exactly. I didn't want to have conversation. I think this old guy was talking to me, saying the weather was coming in, but I couldn't hear him.
And you're like, what?
So I was just like, I think we're fine. But I had the jab. It felt like the guy took a running start to ram that needle in my arm. It's really? I hate needles, man. I hate needles.
Sometimes they do that just to give you a skirk from the actual the prick, so that they'll like hit you at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, he was nice. He was gentle, but I had to look away, and I was like this. Maybe I tensed my arm. I don't know, but I can't stand that feeling of the needle just breaking the skin.
Yeah.
And then it feels like it pulls on the skin as it goes in, and
then you feel like it's going like this, like fluid in your muscles. I understand. I don't get freaked out for injections, so to speak, but I do not like. I mean, even injections in my mouth, I don't mind. It's the drilling that kills me, and I don't know why I've got such powerful nerves in my mouth that anytime I go to a dentist, the last time I went to the dentist, she injected me maybe about 9 times, and I still could feel every single thing she was doing, and it felt like it was my eye. Yeah. So you don't have? Do you don't have a sore arm now at all or anything like that?
I don't feel any effects. Anything I feel is where the needle went in.
Okay.
But I think that's because, like I said, I probably tensed up as he shoved it in there. The ideal thing is to relax. But I was like, and then he goes, and that, I mean, that's there. It's sort of a touch, but whatever.
Well,
otherwise, I'm fine. I
mean, my little cringe story that when I went there, I asked the lady, I said, do you mind if I see everybody doing it. Do you mind if I take a photo while you do it? So she was like, yeah, no problem. Take a photo. So as I was taking a photo, the minute she jazzed me, I started going like this. My hand started shaking. So I couldn't actually get a proper pic, and I almost actually dropped my phone. It's just that, adrenaline rush that you're getting stabbed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I didn't even think about taking a picture. Didn't really care. But there was another thing that happened this week, which I thought was quite cheeky. In the ongoing scenario of me purchasing this place, that the agent sends me a message and he goes like, "Hi, Arthur, would you be keen on taking early residence on the property?" And I'm like, and I immediately sent him back saying like, "Doesn't the deeds office have to know about that?" And he goes like, No, it's fine. It's like all you have to do is just pay the pro rata rent of 12,000 a month until the place is yours. I went right. I must rent from the guy before it's mine. And he goes like, yeah. So I'm like, no.
No.
That guy who's selling it I reckon he's shitting himself because it's taking so long for the deeds office to get everything finalized for the transfer, that he's still paying whatever he's paying for that property. and he's probably bought another property, so he's trying to figure out ways to offload that expense
Yeah, that just
and
sounds
try to
strange
pass it
me.
on to me. It's like,
Why would you try and rent to the new owner?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like
it sounds odd. Maybe
besides
just
with you,
take early.
but no, thank you.
Yeah, but why not just offer you early residency just to get in there?
Nah, as
I've
far as
heard
the
of that
lawyers
before.
know,
I have never heard of people renting their house before.
yeah, I know.
Owning
So
it.
I thought that was quite weird, and I was
What,
like,
you're gonna test
I'm
drive
not
it before you
desperate.
buy it, but you bought it
You
already.
want to rent
It
it
doesn't
before
make
you
no
buy?
sense.
Yeah, so I reckon this guy is trying anything he can to recuperate any costs that he's losing on the delay of this transfer. But shit happens.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not my
for sure.
problem.
Do you see
Fucking
that
bastard.
everything? So I mean, at the end of the day, to wrap up the vaccination thing, was it easy? Was it quick? Did you have no issues in and out? Boom, bang, bang, bang.
I got there about 25 to 8 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
They opened up at 8. I was out of there at 9:45. And that includes the 15-minute waiting period after you get stuck in your arm.
Did you wait?
Yeah, they make you wait.
They didn't make me wait, but after 5 minutes I got bored and left, and then I got a bit lightheaded looking for my car.
Maybe you should have waited.
Yeah, maybe. But I was also, dude, I needed a pee. I hadn't eaten. I went on an empty stomach. I was an absolute idiot because if I set my sights on something, and I'm adamant, and I have a resolute attitude towards it, nothing's going to stop me. Nothing is going to stop me. And I heard my friend, so we registered. I told you the whole story last week. I'm not going to repeat it. Fuck it. So basically, and also we haven't had a beer of the week for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So annoying, but I've got a beer.
Where did you get that from?
I don't know.
The black market.
I don't know.
Oh, I know. You found it. It was in the back of your fridge. Yeah, you found it in your fridge. Okay, cool.
Exactly. But it's a striped horse. And it is very good. It is quite possibly it was a great way to be introduced because it is delicious.
You've never had striped horse before?
No, never had it.
What?
Yeah, it's great. I love it. We're going to do a beer of the week. We'll include it. I will only do beer of the week when you have the same beer with you.
Yeah.
So we got to add the scores.
So you're telling me that you've never gone to Striped Horse in Muizenberg or in town?
No. Do they? Oh, is this local?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. It's delicious. It's like...
That's nice.
It's light. It's crispy, especially when it's bitterly cold, like coming from a very cold fridge. The size of the bottle is just like right down my alley. 660 mils, I think it is. And oh my word, huge fan. So if they're local, we must get them on the podcast and we can talk to them about it. And isn't there a striped horse bar in like Muizenberg that they do like live music and stuff? Is it the same thing?
Yep.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that. That's crazy. That's the place where Kevin always performs.
Yep.
Why do I feel like I've been living under a rock for the last 10 years?
I don't know what to tell you, man. But
how long have they been around on the market?
They've been around for a while. And that place is where I shot that video for Error Code that had Anton and Carolyn in. I shot that was the venue, and they even had Striped Horse in the frame.
Wow. Well, I must say it is a delicious beer. It's light, it's crispy. It doesn't have a nasty, crafty aftertaste. It's a healthy portion.
Yes.
And dude, it's so far beer. It's the beer of the week. The beer of the week. It's the beer of the weeks so far.
Yes. Well, the beer of the last couple
far in the lead. I think I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5, but we will give it an official 4 out of 5 on the My Cubic scale when we return to the studio. Because I mean, listen, man, I know we've done 3 lockdown edition episodes. It's way more fun when we're in the room together, dude.
Dude, this lockdown edition sucks.
We are just following the rules. We are
Hey,
just following the rules.
we
We're
have
trying to
been
set a good example.
honorable
It
people.
might not be the biggest platform, but it is a platform, and we're trying to, encourage what they're trying to tell us to do,
Yeah,
even though it's
yeah.
super frustrating. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to getting back in studio, and I can't wait to be double vaxxed, bro. It's almost like double vaxxed.
Well, since I went today, you have to get it in 42 days time.
Yeah,
It's
I'm booked. 26th of August.
2nd of September for me.
Boom. Boom. First week of September. Boom. Double vax, baby.
Yeah. But do you have to give it some time before you can reassimilate in
2
with
weeks.
other people? 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Okay.
2
so
weeks.
then second.
But remember, the vaccine doesn't actually protect you from COVID.
No,
It just makes it less likely that you'll get hospitalized and ill.
Yeah.
Which is enough for me to poke my head out into society.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
And but the cool thing is, like, you and I being double vax, spending every week together, that's going to be awesome. We're going to create some sick content, dude. And that's why I think the reason why we're going, we're not going to do the live stuff is because we'll be able to, like, do a lot more and have more control of what we put out instead of just sitting together for an hour once a week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and also the purely streaming live on YouTube doesn't really help the algorithm to push you.
So like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit us up in the comments. Apparently the like button and the comments are the algorithm. It's like the cheese.
Yes.
It's
what it,
hand out the cheese.
It's the flavor of the couple of months already.
Yeah. So where do you think everybody should contact us at papaghouse@gmail.com to inbox us stuff, right?
I reckon so.
There we go. Yeah. Oh, that's the socials. No, that's all good. But I mean,
that's the socials there.
Yeah. Okay. But then on the difference between the handles and the email, unfortunately, some dickhead out there has got papaghouse@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
But we are papaghouse@gmail.com. Art's convinced me a number of times not to change the name of the podcast. And he tells me every single time, he's like, nah, bro, you made your bed. You need to lie in it now. End of story.
Yeah, exactly.
But also when like the EFC start doing their thing, you and I can go and interview some of the fighters. Dude, there's 3 people on my hit list in the next 6 months. Don Madge, JP Bass, and Drickus Duplessis. We're gonna chat to all 3 of them before the end of the year.
Definitely, let's do it. I'm keen.
There we go. That's where you contact us. Awesome.
Okay.
But yeah, it's I feel like, I know everybody. Jeez, man, the MMA sphere is just super exciting at the moment. Like, I can't even. When I was like, I want to talk to those 3 people, but I also want to talk to a lot of the bands pulling. Have you seen any bands put out any new stuff lately?
No, dude. I was looking around.
I feel so out of touch.
No, yeah, me too. I was looking around. A friend of mine, Mr. Sakatumi, it's Shauno Tim. He released a audio clip that was on YouTube that's called Drum Dialogue, which I thought was really cool. But that was a month ago. And Julian also released a video where he was showcasing a riff, but that was also a month ago. So we kind of that was the last stuff that I could find. But to be honest, I didn't really look that hard. I was looking on the Apple TV, so I didn't have the Googles with me. So I was just checking what I could find. And then those were the only 2 things I saw of people that I know that has put out something content-wise, but not like any releases. I haven't heard that much.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. I know Robin Ferguson. We need to chat to Robin Ferguson because she's put out her another EP.
Mm-hmm.
She just bangs them out here. She works so hard, and Velvedinia's come out with a new album, haven't they? Chris Zen has come out with his new stuff. His new album Flow State. He's actually released 2 videos. We should actually get him on and chat to him about his albums. Pull up. Are you able to pull up from afar, sir?
I am able.
YouTube
What do you want me to
stuff.
pull up on YouTube?
Yeah, let's just see a quick clip of Chris Xenopoulos' new music video.
Chris, how you spell Xenopoulos?
Xen Z. I almost said Z. XENOPOLOUS.
N.
Xenopoulos. Oh, it's Chris Zen. It's Chris with a K, XEN.
Ah, there we go. Chris with the K.
Yeah, Chris with a K.
Let's
And
see
no
if-
H. There we go.
Chris Life.
No. Chris Zen. With an X.
I can't fucking see anything.
Okay, maybe go to my Facebook and just go to his page from my Facebook, and then we can find it from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got such a flowy, bendy style. It's like a lot with his whammy bar and create some delicious sounds there. I mean, it's crazy.
Where's his YouTube?
I think it's his artist page, not his actual personal page.
Why do people have more than one fucking page? See,
Because he's got so many different projects. So
that
many
just
different.
makes it difficult, man. Tell me which one. There's
Flow
a
State.
couple-
Flow State. I think it's the name of the album. There we go.
Flow State.
There we go. I mean, I think that's just a
This
clip.
one?
Yes. This is the new
Okay.
one. Meow. I think it's called.
Okay. Hang on a second.
Here we go. There's the badger. I hope he doesn't just play a small clip, because let's point everybody to the video. Let's not play it for too long.
No. Come on, play.
There we go.
Play.
It's playing.
It's,
There we go. It's playing now.
It's
Yeah.
delayed on my side, bro.
Yeah. Yes, it's nuts, dude. Okay, don't play at all. Everybody go check out. Yeah, it's nuts. Are you winning there? I can still hear it in my ears. There we go. Fuck, it's some sick bass lines there, dude. Dang. It's got a nice bass tone as well. I mean, everything sounds great. I mean, shit. But how did you get to hear it your side?
No, I didn't get to hear it my side.
Okay, because yeah, it's trippy as hell, dude. It's pretty cool. I'd love to chat to him about it, and you know, this. I mean, because obviously the Velvedinia stuff is very different to you know. But I find his soloing so interesting. Obviously he's got a very distinct style. I mean, his brethren in Velvedinia, Luandile is also it's insane guitarist. Both rocking those Ormsbys, but yeah, I mean, yeah. So we should definitely educate ourselves and get those interviews with these dudes as soon as possible.
Yeah, I
But
reckon so.
what was I going to say? Are we going to introduce the new segment?
Yeah, I don't have the graphic
No,
ready
yeah,
for
no,
you.
no, that's fine. That's fine. So we got a new segment called Whatchagot. It's basically when art basically scours the globe for the weird and wonderful, and he presents it to me for the first
yeah.
time. So,
Basically, I tried this a couple of weeks ago. Carol and myself, we were in a Chinese shop,
mm-hmm,
and we were looking for gifts for a daughter for a birthday.
mm-hmm.
So I went looking around, looking for bad English translation stuff. So I found a few. So this is the first one, which says
Receded
it.
atmospheric notebook. Everything lets heartbeat. Okay, so this is like direct like translation vibe.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
this other one was another book, but it's writing for myself diary. Time
Time
visible.
visible. Oh wow, that's okay. I've seen a few of these in my day, especially like labels on certain things that you like uh yeah, and it's crazy. Okay, carry on.
Yeah. Then there's this other book, and it says
My
here,
own fragments of memory.
come on, man. Yeah, my own fragments of memory.
Jeez, bro,
Suppose
how
that's
good's
supposed to
my
be,
eyesight?
it's possibly meant to be, my diary, my
Yes.
own fragments of memory.
Jeez, it's like
That sounds like a great title for an album.
yeah, that ends
Own
with a
fragments of
shotgun to the head.
Yeah. Way!
What
What the
happened?
hell? I don't know.
Oh shit.
Trying to see what's going on here. I think.
Oh, there we go. There it is.
Wait. Oh shit. Hang on. I think it's just freaking out. These pictures are bummed out.
Is it? Oh, there we go. There's one.
Okay, but whatever. Google. Fuck, I hate Google, man.
Google's
Cool.
the best, man.
So then here is the other one, which I found. I missed the other one. It
The
says,
Eiffel Tower is very famous. It's one of the tallest tower in the world, and now the symbol of both Paris and France. It's one of the
And it says-
tallest tower in the world, and now it's the symbol of both Paris and France.
Yeah, but the book has got pictures of London on it, and it says London.
Yeah, but no, yes.
Hang
Oh
on,
no,
I
wait.
gotta
I
do
don't.
my-
You covering the London for my. There we go.
Yeah,
Okay, I didn't see. I
London.
didn't see that.
Yeah.
Didn't see
and
that
then,
part.
this one, I thought this was quite
Metallic
funny. These
marker.
Metallic markers.
Whale
It
shark.
said,
What?
glitter highlighter pens. Use welding procedure. Ink can keep more days.
Use welding procedure. What is a welding procedure?
I don't know.
Ink can keep more day. Sorry. Carry on.
And then this one, I thought this one was really cute. It says,
I thank you all are my forever. Forever. What? Forever. Jeez, bro. It was, and then that's printed on many items.
many items.
Oh
yeah.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, and then this one I thought was really cute.
Keep smile. I want to be with you. That sounds kind of creepy, actually. Keep
Yeah,
smile. I want to
are
be
it.
with you.
Those are what I found. I thought it was
I'll
quite funny.
find you. That's crazy, dude. No. Okay, well, definitely this segment is off to a great start, so I can't wait to see what you bring me next weekend.
I'll
Next
see what
week, I
can
mean.
find.
But
I always find interesting stuff when I search through Gumtree, which I do every day.
okay.
Like I found an ad on Gumtree that was for my old Tama drum kit that I sold, and the guy's advertising it as Tama Star Classic Japanese, Star Classic
Yeah.
Tama, but Japanese. It's made in China, so the worth of that drum kit is like max 14 grand. He wants like 30 grand for it, and he's
Yeah.
saying it is Japanese made. It's Chinese. It's shit. Walk away.
Sure. So I'll show you. Oh no, man, it's terrible. No, I can't. We'll have to do this segment when you're in studio because you can't get the audio. Come up if you want to moan at me. There we go. Should we hit the sports?
Yeah, let's do the
Let's do
sports,
it.
bro.
Let's do it.
Yay, sports.
All right. Obviously, this is one of my favorite parts of the show, where we get to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly in the international sports world. So we'll start with one that is pretty easy to talk about, is the British Grand Prix. That was this past weekend, this Sunday. There was a new format introduced called qualifying, then the sprint, and then the race. So basically, the whole introduction of this format it's a trial format. I think it's for the next 3 races, and it includes qualifying. Now, qualifying used to be on a Saturday. Now it's on a Friday, where they do the same qualifying, everything exactly the same, and then the next, whatever qualifying position they qualify at, then there's a 17 or a certain percentage of the race sprinted. No pit stops, no nothing. And whoever wins, obviously the sprint, is pole position, and so on and so forth. What I find extremely interesting, obviously they race on the Sunday as per usual. But the one thing that I found interesting, and we learnt a lot about it this weekend, was think about a guy like Checo Perez. He qualified in a great position and he spun out and he had to start from the pit lanes. So it does have its dire consequences. Then also, it was Max who overtook Lewis in the first lap, in the first corner, and stuck pole. And then they had we'll get to the racing incident. But first of all, what do you think of the whole format? I thought it was quite exciting. Gives you 3 days of action.
It was exciting. They're only going to be doing it 3 times this season. There was a few things that it felt like they were still working out how to do it. Not necessarily the race, but preceding and post race kind of stuff. I think they're still giving the feelers, but they're obviously using what they do in Formula 3 and Formula 2, where they have sprint races quite often there. So to have that kind of method, I don't think it's too much of a problem for them. I think it's mostly just getting the teams to agree to do it, and for the sponsors as well.
Yeah.
Because now, I don't know what the deal is with the sponsors. I'm just thinking of it now, because now there's 2 races where most people would just tune in to watch the one,
Yeah.
So now they're getting twice as much coverage. So I reckon the reason why it probably took so long was because maybe the sponsors have something to say about it, and then they probably compromise and say, okay, we can do 3, and if it's successful, we'll change it to 8 next year, which is I think what the plan is. I don't mind it. It did feel like it was more action, but it felt like it was more spread out. And you've been watching for so many years that Saturday is qualifying and Sunday is the race. Now it's like Friday's qualifying, Saturday's
the race, Sunday's the race.
Yeah. So now it's like, what do you get excited for the most? Because some people would probably like the sprint race more than the main one, because there's no pit stops, there's no tire changes. It's just like, it's like T20 of Formula 1 now.
Yeah,
so
100%.
I don't know.
Because I felt sorry for Checo, because that spin out was, if there was qualifying, he would have finished, and he would have scored points for the Constructors' Championship.
Yeah, but this stuff happens. It could have easily have happened in the main race as well, which it kind of, in a way, it didn't. But
what did he finish at? I think 11th or 10th or 11th. He did well to fight his way back.
I think he was 12th, but he didn't score any points. But he did take the fastest lap point away from Hamilton, which was a strategic move for them to do that. Because if you get fastest lap, you get
you get an extra point,
and in the top 10, you get 1 extra point.
Also, let's add that if you get pole in the sprint race, you get 3 points, and then 2 points, and then 1 point.
Yeah.
So that also contributes to the championship, to to the championship points. But what do you think? Like, I mean, I know you've just given just give me a yes or no.
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I'm on the fence at the moment. I'm not. I see the benefits of it, but also
It's
see
better
it
that for
creating a
me.
bit of a thing.
There's one benefit for me. The one
Yeah.
benefit is for the viewer, and that's exactly why they're doing it.
Yeah.
And it's better to watch a race than a practice.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you
And
get practice, and then you get qualifying, you get race. Now you get practice, qualifying, race, and race.
yeah,
Or
and I think-
qualifying, sprint, and race. I don't know if you can hear my dogs. I apologize from the bottom of my heart. This drives me nuts every single day of my life. I don't know what to do. And as they carry on barking, it's just tickles my skin like you don't understand. But yeah, it is what it is. There we go. They finally stopped. I don't know. Could you
no,
hear it, dude?
but it's fine. It is cool for the spectator, but like I said, now they almost got a choice on which race to watch, because they'll be like, oh, let's watch a sprint qualifying race because that's more action packed, and then let's not watch Saturday because Hamilton's going to win. So why watch?
Mm, mm,
So that's where I'm a bit on the fence about,
yeah.
because now it's like, which is the more exciting bit, for casual viewers? And this is obviously they're trying to
That would be
bring in more casual viewers.
I mean, listen, you can't take away the difference between 3 points and 25 points. So the main excitement is the actual main race, but they're adding a little bit of spice to the equation by, if you get pole and win, you get 28 points. And fastest lap, you get 29 points.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
So I think it's a good step in the right. It's a step in the right direction. I think I get what they're trying to do, but let's see what happens in the next two, because you never know what's going to happen. But
Yeah, exactly.
I thought it was a pretty successful first execution. Besides, obviously, all the what did you call it? Like the little technical issues, timing,
It
and
was just
organization.
like the post race procession. Like how
Also,
they
the
lead up
pre-race,
to
they
the
were
race.
they were interviewing the drivers like literally before they got into the car,
Yeah, exactly.
and
that's
the
what I
drivers
think
had
they-
no interest in talking to them because they were so zoned in.
Yeah, and also all the drivers like, this is going to be a train. We're not going to race hard because tomorrow is the main race, and that was a risk
Yeah,
that they wouldn't push for the sprint race. But they were pushing because, you put them in a race and then they will race, and that's nice
Yeah.
to see.
that's the funniest thing also about Formula One is how they're always trying to interview while they're on the track, while everything's like.
They did that to Vettel when he got driver of the day, and then he goes like, "How did you get my number?"
That's awesome. Yeah. Okay. Listen, on the last thing of the race this weekend, obviously there was a bit of a race incident between Max and Lewis Hamilton, and there was also some social media beef from Max to say that Lewis acted unsportsmanlike and whatnot. What are your take? I mean, what's your take? Because I mean, at 100 and how many miles per hour did they connect at? I mean, 190 or something. Yeah, and at the worst corner or the fastest corner of the track, who was at fault? Obviously, Lewis got a 10-second penalty, which didn't seem to affect the result in the end. But what's your take on it?
Well, it's not going to affect Hamilton that early in the race when he's got like the fastest car in the race after taking out Max. It's not going to affect him, as you can see. And they also brought in updates to the car, which seemed to have done wonders because the car was fucking quick towards the end there.
Yeah.
The only person that could challenge him was Max. As for the incident, I'm leaning towards it being a racing incident, but if you had to put a blame on someone, it was definitely Hamilton. He was
he was wide.
passing. He was a bit wide on the apex, and that's how they clipped. And they said like Max didn't leave him enough room. He left him tons of room.
He left him a full car's length.
And more, because he was still off of the apex.
And that's the rule.
Still hit him. Yeah. So if you had to put blame on anybody, it was Hamilton that caused the crash. But dude, I mean, what they were doing is what you want to see. You want to see people driving and racing each other like hard. That's what made
100%.
I was like on my feet. I was like watching. I was
Dude, it
like
was wild.
tense. I was nervous because it was just hectic. It's like I was like, you can't let him pass. Max has to stay in front. If either one of them gets in front at the end of the first race, then you're looking at the winner. And it was like hectic. And then it just happened that he understeered just a little bit, tagged his wheel, and off he went. And if
Yeah.
there wasn't a red flag, Hamilton would have not been able to finish the race either
Yeah,
because
no,
he
you're right.
damaged his wheel.
Yeah.
So
Nope,
like the red
100%.
flag actually helped Hamilton win that race more than, well, not more than. I mean, he drove like a freaking demon. Really, it was
Yeah, and I
exceptional
mean,
what he
yes,
did.
he's a machine, hey? He is a machine.
Exceptional.
He's he is where he is. But you know, he's so like I know. Actually, I don't. Let's not get into it. He's such a he tries to do the right thing all the time and say right things, and it seems a bit fake. Do you understand what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah, no, that's what I've been trying to tell people, and what I've been thinking is like I find it hard to like him at one point and not like him at another point because like you see his interaction, but the thing is he's a racing driver and he's
Yeah,
a winner,
yeah.
multiple champion winner, and you don't get there by being a nice guy.
You gotta
But
have
he
ice in your
hasn't done
veins. Yeah.
anything. Yeah, he hasn't done anything as bad as Schumacher has. Nothing. If you look at all the like the big race winners and championship winners, like multiple championships, like you look at Senna
Mm-hmm.
and you look at Prost, and you look at Schumacher, and you look at Hamilton. Hamilton is the cleanest of all of them
Mm. Mm.
by far.
That's
It's just
interesting.
like
Why?
these
Why?
minor
Why do you
incidents.
motivate that?
Why do I motivate that?
Yeah, yeah. Just for the listeners, because I mean, for me,
Okay.
I understand what you're saying, but um, just to
Well,
elaborate a little bit. Like, so basically, what you're saying is the other guys were involved in far more dodgy racing incidents than
each
Lewis.
one of those previous guys took other people out to try and secure a championship, and either got it or they didn't. Schumacher tried to crash out Jacques Villeneuve on the deciding race. If you can find a video of it, he forcibly drives into Jacques Villeneuve's car to try and crash him out. But what happens is that Schumacher crashed himself out. He couldn't finish the race. Jacques Villeneuve won the championship that year. Senna and Prost. Prost drove Senna off, like crashed into Senna, but Senna didn't damage his car. And he went to race, and then Prost went to the officials to protest, and he got him banned because he took a shortcut. And then the
Wow.
next year, Senna crashes both of them out in the last race so that Senna could win the championship. They've all done something like that. Hamilton hasn't. Hamilton touched um, Verstappen's car under racing conditions, and it was like a minor mistake that just turned out bad. He's never
Hmm.
actually pushed anyone off. He's been very aggressive, but he knows he can pull it off. And also, I think he can be aggressive when he's racing against Hamilton because they trust each other. Because Hamilton knows that Verstappen won't do anything stupid because he's challenging for a championship, and Hamilton doesn't want to do anything stupid because he's also trying to challenge. So they trust each other. So this is definitely a racing incident. It's not malice. He was just oversteered that tiny little bit because he was going to the corner just that little bit too fast because he was trying to get in front. It's fucking
Yeah.
awesome to see. But if you had to put fault on it, it's Hamilton was at fault. But it's not like I don't think he should have gotten a 10-second penalty if you ask
You
me.
don't think so, eh?
No,
Okay,
not at all.
that's interesting. I mean, listen, a lot of the commentary, well, all the commentary was saying, let's boil it down to a racing incident. It was lap one, etc., etc., etc. There were many
Yep.
mitigating circumstances, and all that jazz. But
Yep.
it is what it is. Hamilton won. Verstappen ended up okay. I mean, he really hit those barriers. Like that
Yep.
was a scary accident. Ended up in hospital. All vitals came back fine, so he's all good for the next race and whatnot. So quickly,
The,
before we wrap up the Formula One talk, let's quickly check through some of these liveries that are conceptualized on the new Formula One design. Wow.
See if I
Wow.
can zoom into
That's the
this.
Alpine.
Yeah.
That's Alpine right there. Ooh, there's a Red Bull.
Is there any more views of the Red Bull? Okay.
I think there is.
Mercedes.
There's the Mercedes. It's
The Alfa Romeo looks kind of cool.
yeah, it's not too bad, eh?
Sauber, Alfa Romeo.
But remember,
okay,
these are conceptual
yeah,
concepts.
these are probably from
This is
a
an
fanboy
AlphaTauri.
or something.
That's Pierre Gasly's car.
Yeah, that's if he stays within next year.
Yeah, well, number 10. Husky
McLaren.
Chocolate. That's a McLaren.
Yeah, I've got big hopes for them. The next. In the
Ooh,
next,
Lando's my boy, bro.
Yeah, I told you.
There's Aston Martin.
Yeah, I got big hopes for McLaren. I really hope they pull something out of the bag.
It's a Haas.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Geez, the Haas are always like 19 and 20 every race. Eh? Mick Schumacher and old Latifi.
Midfield contenders. They like their first season. I think they finished 5th in the championship.
Yeah, well, let's hope he does well. I was a big fan of old Schumi, so yeah, I like the new design. But the same answer they all give. It's a nice car, but is it fast?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So,
Exactly.
dude, I don't know what to do, man. I'm dying for a pee. I don't want to cut the episode short because just because I need a pee. That's another reason why we're not going live anymore, because I often rush through the end of the podcast because I'm bursting for the loo. So I'm not quite sure what you want to do, dude.
You can do it.
I can do it in 60 seconds. What can you put up for 60 seconds that I can go and relieve myself?
I'm going to find Julian Emden's little video clip here.
Oh, yeah?
Just find his fucking channel.
You probably spelled it wrong, bro.
Julian Emden.
There we go.
There he is.
There we go.
Okay, cool. So you officially have 1 minute and 6 seconds. Okay?
Is this new, though? But then I want to see it.
This was, you released this, May 28th. It's, here's a new one I'm working on. So it's obviously.
Okay, so just. Okay, coming.
Okay. Back here.
Oh, yes.
We're all waiting for you.
So I didn't make it back in time. That's how badly I needed to go, man. That's crazy. I'm so sorry, everybody. But that is once again another reason why we're gonna be uploading these videos. But while we're at it, if you're liking the content, guys, like the video, comment on the videos, tell us what is on your mind. Tell us what you got, what you want us to talk about, and who you want us to feature. If you want to do that, just check us on all the socials, and then hit us in the email at papaghouse@gmail.com. I'm out of breath because I ran. And I didn't actually get to see what Julian had done, so I will do that after the episode. I'm not going to let the listeners go through. I'm not going to let them fucking see something twice because I haven't seen it, so I will check out. But go subscribe to Julian Emden right now. At least someone, Art, thank you, is keeping abreast of what is going on in the local South African music scene at the moment, because I just feel like I'm so disconnected, but I am connecting again, and going to be chatting to some people from next week, so it's going to be great. I mean, we've had, 4 weeks off, eh?
Yeah, 4 weeks, yeah.
It's amazing what 4 weeks can do. If you're not interviewing people and keeping abreast of what's going on, you feel like you're disconnected. I mean, you know what? Actually, do you know Nathan Dixon?
Yeah.
The old lead guitarist in Atlantic South.
Yeah.
He literally called me out of the blue today, and we spoke for about an hour on the phone. It was amazing.
Oh, that's nice.
Just about anything and everything. I mean, listen, the topics that were covered, I mean, it would be so interesting if him and I had to be on a podcast together, because we went from one topic to completely unrelated topics within seamlessly. It was like we were talking about the Second World War, and then all of a sudden we were talking about vaccinations. Then we were talking about Stalin.
Jeez, dude.
Like weird shit, dude. Yeah, it was crazy. So I'm trying to look for documentaries on Joseph Stalin and shit like that now. It was
like
weird.
a
I was
rabbit hole.
I know. I was on Wikipedia searching old Hitler. It was crazy, dude. Just like educating myself on history, and it's wild, bro. Some wild west shit. Because I never really got interested in it. Never was really interested in history. I just took it because it was a parrot fashion learning kind of subject, and I did pretty well at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. Well, maybe that's why I did well at it, because I was kind of interested. I don't know. But now all of a sudden I just can't get enough. There's also this chick, Demi showed me this lady on, I can't remember what her name is. She does her makeup. And she narrates murder stories. Ooh. What's the name again? Let me check it out. Because apparently it's pretty good. Well, I'm not gonna look for it now. Whatever. But we've got even the UFC to cover now, bro. I mean, I digress.
Dude, I checked out a few things. Now, I've got a few questions first, okay?
Okay. For what? For me or in general?
For you.
Okay.
Firstly, what's the order of the weight categories? Because I never quite get that. Bantamweight, where does that sit?
Okay, that's 135 pounds. Yeah. So it starts in the men's division. It's 125, which is flyweight.
Okay, so it's flyweight, yeah.
Then 135 is bantamweight.
Okay.
Then 145 is featherweight, which one would always think that is the lightest, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Then 155 is lightweight.
Jesus.
170 pounds is welterweight. 185 pounds is middleweight.
Jesus. Okay.
205 pounds is light heavyweight.
This is convoluted as shit, man.
And 206 pounds and above, until 265 being the limit, is heavyweight.
Okay, so there's a limit. So
there's a limit of 265 pounds.
Now, which one?
That's why you don't see freaks fighting in the UFC, basically.
Okay. Now, which one is Conor McGregor in? He's in
lightweight, 155 pounds. It's around 70 kilos.
Jeez, I thought he would be a bit a higher weight category than that.
He's fought at 77 kilos, which is welterweight as well. 90 light heavyweight is 93 kilos. And I don't know the others I don't know the others. I just know those three for some reason.
Because I saw some stuff which was bantamweight stuff, but now this
bantamweight's
is
135.
Yeah, there's the other question. How does the UFC numbers work? Because I saw UFC 32 and a match from UFC 31 and then a match from UFC 264.
Okay, so you get different types of events. You get the numbered events, which are the pay-per-view events. So the UFC 264.
It's a
Now, the
pay-per-view.
other events you'll see is UFC Vegas 32 or UFC Fight Night 31.
Oh, so it's
So they're
like World
different types.
Wrestling. So it's like World Wrestling where it was like
SmackDown, Raw.
SmackDown or Raw.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what's what between the two, but WrestleMania is the pay-per-view.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's the pay-per-view. That's the big cards. That's where all the big title fights and stuff happen. And then their fight nights where like mostly they have like the number one contender fights as the main event, etc., etc.
Okay, cool.
And like
Okay, cool.
showcase and featured fighters and whatnot.
Okay, well, dude, I checked out from UFC 31, Moises versus Makachev.
Yeah, that was the UFC Vegas 31, which is happens at the Apex in Las Vegas with no crowd. So yes, what did you take out from that? I mean, I love the fact that you actually like super down and interested in this stuff because you sent me a little photo of what you wrote down to. Now I was like,
Yeah, my
everything
notes.
that you did was spot on.
I thought that match was pretty meh. I mean, they were doing a lot of like hugging, like
That's the- yeah.
body, like they were like holding each other down with the body and trying to like smack the head with either the fist or the elbow or trying to get in with the knee. But those two guys, they were quite tall and they looked like they weren't like that limber or quick. So it almost felt like that was the move to try and grab them down and then pummel them until they submit.
Yeah.
And I think Moises submitted it at the end there. But that match was a bit meh, I felt.
Yeah, so Moises was submitted. Okay, so Thiago Moises came through the contender series. He was a very highly touted prospect. He did very well. Everybody has been ducking Islam Makhachev. So basically, Islam Makhachev comes out of Dagestan, Russia, and is Khabib Nurmagomedov's closest friend and training partner. So everybody's dubbing Makhachev the next Khabib.
Okay.
And he's been as dominant as Khabib ever was. I mean, albeit Khabib was undefeated, he has been knocked out in the UFC. I think it was his first fight in the UFC, he just got clipped and he got knocked out. But since then, he's been on a 9-fight win streak, which is the longest in the UFC lightweight division at the moment. He's the reason why you felt like it was slow is because remember, if you're dealing with strikers or grapplers, say if you've got a striker, and a perfect example would be Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Gilbert Burns last weekend. That fight was also quite meh because Wonderboy is a kickboxer who with a wide stance and all that kind of stuff, and Gilbert Burns is basically went to his game plan of wrestling because Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is super slippery on the feet, and he's an unpredictable character. He can hit you with a kick that you don't see. So the best thing for someone like that to do is close the distance. So sometimes these hugely highly anticipated fights can be fought in the clinch, which is a lot of hugging, a lot of ground and pound, or a lot of advancing of advantageous positions and whatnot. So that's exactly what you got in Makhachev versus Moises. Makhachev, his game plan is take you down and smash you. Same as Khabib, same as father's plan, who is Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, who coached all of that. So it's Khabib's father, who sadly passed away last year, or in late 2019 from COVID. So the father's plan is take him down the smash. Don't have any interest in the stand-up. So all Thiago Moises is worrying about is Makhachev's takedown. So that's why it ends up being a little bit of slower, more grind out, more huggy kind of fight because these guys are high-level
like
wrestlers.
Moises was definitely preparing for that.
Yes.
Because like whenever he got pinned down to be punched, he would try and get his body in a way that it would be difficult for him to be punched.
Correct. Just getting an advantageous position, showing dominance.
So, it was just like a roll around kind of thing until Moises could try and get on top of Makhachev.
Yeah, 100%. And also, the thing with those fights as well is it's so weird. It's the fights are so dominant on their side, but not often you'll see the opponent overly damaged. I mean, the most damaged opponent of Khabib I ever saw must have been Alai Quinta, and it was just like surface stuff. You know, and
We got to get to a damage. We got to get to a damage fight, which I saw just now.
okay,
But
right.
yeah, but
Um,
it's interesting to hear that about the rough and tumble hugging vibe, because I didn't know that was his main tactic. So now I know, so I can look
Yes.
out for how other people try and combat that. So that'll be quite.
when you see that, you just tell yourself, and they have the that Abe Lincoln beard.
Yes.
It's father's plan.
Is that
That's
it?
father's plan. Yeah, take him down and smash him. That's the Dagestani way. But I mean, it's very generalized. But it's the Khabib vibe.
The other matches I saw, the other two, which was from UFC 32, Moraes and Sandhagen.
That wasn't. That was long time ago. Sandhagen's fighting this weekend. Sandhagen's fighting. Yeah, no, but that was the spinning head kick, right?
Yeah, we just clipped the top of his head.
Yeah, boy, he rocked him, got him down. That's when he fell back and he finished off on the ground, right?
But
that's what got him this fight.
I didn't see that happening because I thought Moraes would have gotten it, because Moraes looked like he was on top of it. He was like that stocky guy, right?
Yeah. Moraes has a rough go. He's on a 3-fight skid. He's lost 3 fights in a row, but he's a bloody good fighter. He lost to Henry Cejudo, then he lost to, who was the second guy he lost to, and then he lost to Corey Sandhagen. Someone in between, I think it was Pedro Munoz or something like that.
Yeah, because it looked like he was working out a way to get Sandhagen down, but like he was peppering, and then like towards the end, like Sandhagen just like got in a few couple of cool hits. And then he just clipped him on the head. Obviously, just like knocked him for a loop, and then he got him on the ground and like won. That was
Corey Sandhagen's footwork and his style on the feet is insane, but his ground game matches it. He's fighting his old training partner this weekend. TJ Dillashaw has just come back from a 2-year suspension. I actually updated my Instagram story. It's going to be a huge fight.
That's the other match I saw, was Garbrandt versus Dillashaw.
Cody Garbrandt versus TJ. They fought twice, and Garbrandt got knocked out twice.
Yeah, and I wrote underneath under Dillashaw was a praying mantis guy, because he was like always like.
Yeah. He's fighting Corey Sandhagen this weekend.
Yeah, that was an interesting match. It was very interesting to see how that guy, he was always changing his position, trying to like lure the dude into something else, and then he'd either swap the position or do something opposite. And that other guy's very like traditional. It almost felt like Rocky 3.
Yeah, Cody is the emotional boxer out of the two of them, and TJ is more of the clinical striker, all-round fighter. But also TJ's coming back this weekend after 2 years. He got caught with EPO, and everybody's calling him the biggest cheater in the world, etc., etc. And he's fighting Corey Sandhagen. It's basically the number one contender fight, because TJ was the champion. He never lost the fight. He never lost the belt, the 135 belt. He lost to Henry Cejudo at 125, trying to become a double champ, but went down. He was going to be the first person who went down in weight as opposed to up in weight to become a double champ. And he sucked so much energy and weight out of him, he couldn't get to the last pounds. So he took a performance enhancer to get to championship weight at 125. Lost the fight in 32 seconds.
Yeah.
And then got popped straight afterwards, and then got stripped of his belt at 135.
Well,
so now he's fighting Sandhagen for a number one contender situation.
Cool. And then the last match.
It's almost like you prepped those two fights to like. Did you know that the winner of those two fights were meeting this weekend?
No.
Wow. It all happens for a reason.
I went to look on YouTube. I was like UFC highlights, and then I've watched the videos that were uploaded in the last couple of days.
That's
from the past week.
Okay, because you know what they do is, when there's a upcoming fight card, they release a whole bunch of free fights of those specific fighters in hyping up the fight for the weekend.
Okay, so then when was UFC 264?
That was last weekend.
Okay, I saw that with O'Malley and Martinho.
Yes, Martinho, the green zombie.
Dude, I wrote underneath his name in brackets, Greenhead Tool. And he got beat the shit out. Did you see his face?
Yeah, it wasn't that bad though, hey?
No, but it looked like O'Malley looked like
It
he
looked
just
bad.
walked on the ring, and he walked out. It was like a little bit of a thing. But that Moutinho's guy, he was just like like a smashed up tomato. It was him.
That swelling went down surprisingly quickly, but yes, he did get the shit kicked out of him.
There was
And
a
Sean
stat
O'Malley
there
did.
there was a stat there that O'Malley got 72% accuracy with his punches.
Yeah, and he also broke a record for most strikes thrown in a bantamweight bout as well.
Wow. That
Also,
was a good match. That was a good match.
It was cool, but
that
they were very outmatched because
Clearly.
now O'Malley is a big name in this whole UFC situation, but he's never the only person who he's fought. Okay, I mean Thomas Almeida is a good fighter, but he was on a 3-fight skid before he fought O'Malley. But the only fight that O'Malley has lost is against Marlon Chito Vera, where he makes the same excuse that Conor, he got kicked in the leg, his leg went dead, and he couldn't fight. But that's a loss. You got kicked till you couldn't compete anymore. That is a loss in anybody's eyes.
You got understeered into your back wheel and got pushed off the track.
There we go. It was a fighting incident.
Yeah, but the thing that I liked about that match, even though they were it was uneven, is that Moutinho guy. He can take a beating, and he
just
like
kept walking forward and calling O'Malley a bitch.
Yeah, I loved that. I was like, this guy is losing this match, but he's not looking like he's actually hurting from it.
He responded to the call of being, this is my entry to the UFC. It's my first fight. They picked me out of a list of guys to fight one of the highest prospect strikers in the division. They were seriously outmatched, but he did everything that he could to create himself a name and a following. He went from 1,500 followers on Instagram to overnight 71,000. He got 70,000 new followers from just 15 minutes of fighting. Or 14 minutes and 30 seconds, because a lot of people would argue that fight shouldn't have been stopped and that he should have been able to fight through, because he didn't show any signs of slowing down. But the ref was like, what do I do? Do I let this guy get brain damage? Or do I let him fight for the next 30 seconds? Because they could have stopped that fight after the second round.
Yeah, because like he could look like, it looked like he could barely see at one point.
He also went viral after the fight because Daniel Cormier, the commentator, walked up to him and he says, "You're the most savage guy I've ever seen in my life." What's the first thing he orders after the fight? An ice cream sandwich. He's sitting there eating an ice cream sandwich.
Okay,
Chris Moutinho, he is such a character. Out of Boston, Massachusetts, one of those Boston guys who just don't give a fuck. You know, those dudes. I love it.
I'm gonna keep an eye out for him because I really liked what I saw. That he was being beat, but he was still, come on. I like that.
Tell you what, go watch his interview with Pat McAfee.
Pat who?
Pat McAfee. He's the newest addition to the WWE broadcast, if that means anything to anybody. I don't watch WWE, but I know Pat McAfee was a punter in the NFL, and he's a character.
I'll check it out. Yeah, but that I really like that match purely because of him. Because like I was like, this dude, he's got no pain sensors at all.
No, 100%. But remember, I discussed this whole fight last week with you.
Yeah, but I just didn't click.
Yeah, it's crazy, amazing. But so I think that's we've got the Lions tour, the first test this weekend. We got embarrassed. The SAA team, which is literally a Springbok team that mostly won the World Cup, lost to the Bulls. I don't know if you knew about that or watched it or anything like that. So the first test is going to be a test. They've just narrowed down the Springbok squad, so we'll report back next week on how that's going to go. And my also TJ,
he's a huge Bulls fan.
Who's that?
My dad.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Listen, they deserved it. I mean, listen, you know, if it was a proper test match, they would have probably gone for poles a little bit more, but they were trying to get their set piece sorted. But the fact remains is they lost. No excuse. Which means is they're not currently operating as a unit, which is fairly worrying when you're going to be playing a team that it's all the best players of the Northern Hemisphere. Well, not of the British Isles, but then it's TJ Dillashaw this weekend. Can you pull up the card? Possibly, is that possible?
Let me see. Yeah,
I think we got the shit sorted. Now we're moving away from live and everything's fucking working.
Rugby, Lions, fixtures.
Gosh, I am drinking all the illicit alcohol today.
What the fuck am I looking at here? Lions.
Oh, and I almost threw my PlayStation controller through the TV today, playing
Why?
Josh in golf. We've been playing on pro clubs for a while, and it's just not going very well. What's this? Okay. Lions tour? No. What did I want to get to? I wanted to get to the card, the UFC card for this weekend.
Oh, the UFC card.
Yes,
I thought we were still talking rugby, bro.
No. UFC.
Okay, cool. Never mind. Let me get there.
I've never heard of a rugby card before.
UFC card.
We'll just go UFC and then it'll pull up the new card already. Boom, there it is. Whoop, there it is.
Okay.
All right. So Corey Sandhagen versus TJ Dillashaw is the main event. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to call. Listen, I think I'm going to give TJ. I'm not going to give TJ. Corey all the way. Corey Sandhagen by. Let's say Corey Sandhagen. Second round TKO. It's going to be hard. I mean, I think his best moments in the first round, but Corey by TKO. Yes, but TJ is a monster here. We'll see. But I'm backing Corey. I mean, TJ. I know he's lost a lot of respect because of his cheating. It's not right. I don't like him. I just think he's just always had a bit of a, flexy attitude. Then Aspen Ladd versus Macy Chasson. See how mentioned that, dude? Macy Chasson. I've got Aspen Ladd in this for some reason. I don't know why. Macy's been super good. She just always kind of scrapes her wins. The Aspen, her last fight, I think she got clocked by Jermaine Durandamy. Anyway, so I got Macy by decision.
Okay.
Macy Chasson by decision. Then Kyler Phillips. This dude is super exciting. Whoa. Super exciting. Against Julia Paiva. Yeah. I've taken Kyler Phillips in that, even though his record is not as experienced as Julian, but you don't know what what organizations, all those wins and all that kind of so sometimes you see these numbers. Kyler Phillips is a super exciting dude. I think he lost his last one, but I like his style. He's super exciting and all that kind of stuff. And listen, don't take my direct advice on the rest of them, because these guys are not always they're not always fighting, so I don't really know exactly their skill set and all that kind of stuff. Then we got Darren the Damage Elkins. Oh my hat. You got to watch any card with this guy on, because there will be blood and it will be his.
I'm making notes here, bro.
And he's got the damage tattooed across his chest. So he takes his craft very seriously. The guy must have the most stitches in his head than any UFC fighter I know. Against Derek Minard, that's going to be a tough out for both of them, but I'm saying Darren gets the win just by grinding a bloody war.
Okay.
The decision.
I'm going to be watching. I'm going to make a point of watching that one and the one with Corey and TJ and Kyler Phillips, just so to see what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then this next one is going to be the female phenom versus the female future. Macy the Future Barber versus Miranda Fear the Maverick. Maverick's 11-2. She's just came onto the scene. She fought Liana Jojua and split her nose in two pieces. It was nasty with a nasty lead elbow. Against Macy Barber, who's coming off a 2-fight skid, who everybody thought she was going to be the next best thing. So she lost to Roxanne Modafari, and I don't know who else. Who was her last loss? It was Roxanne. She hurt her knee, and then she fought someone to a close decision and lost that as well. So she's coming off a 2-fight skid. I've got Miranda Maverick all day there. She's got the power.
I would pick her as well just because of the name Maverick.
Yeah, and how's her nickname? Fear the Maverick. No, she's really good, and she's doing her PhD at the same time. She's all kinds of cool. I dig this chick. And then lastly, to open up the card, we've got Adrian Yanez, who's just insane. You've got to watch this guy. He's come off the Contender Series just looking like an absolute monster against Randy Costa, who I don't really know too much about, but it's going to be sick. So that's the card for this weekend. That's a pretty stacked card for. That's a pretty stacked card for this weekend.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be rad. And Yanez to start it off. That dude's an exciting striker. If anybody, dude, there's so many top prospects coming up. Thug Nasty, Bryce Mitchell, Giga Chikadze, Khamzat Chimaev, so many names. Ilya Topuria, dude. All these guys, Mateusz Gamrot, Guram Kutaladze, Don Madge, Drickus Duplessis. The UFC is not short of talent at the moment. Look out, people. It's going to be Sean Brady. But anyway, Art.
How easy would it be for me to watch this? Because obviously I don't have Fight Pass. Is it on DSTV? Or
You do have Fight Pass. Because I have Fight Pass. I'll give you my login details.
Okay.
Simple. That's sorted out immediately. I'll send them to you after this, and then you can watch all. And then there's also all Fight Pass. It's got all the old fights. Got Watch Party. It's
wow.
Yeah, it's your education station.
Check if it has an Apple TV app. Must have.
Yeah. It will. You can navigate your way through it later. But
yes.
Wrapping the sports up, what's been raging you, my friend?
Outrageous!
God damn, I hate it.
Yes, it's almost like you know when I'm going to ask you as well. Eh? It's crazy.
I felt it coming.
Nice.
Okay, bro. Spot me a number there.
3.
Jeez, okay, going early. 4 chord structures.
Oh my, just stop this conversation. This instant, I don't want to hear about it. Because I love my 4 chord structures. Hit me with it. I will listen, and I will give you the next 60 seconds uninterrupted.
Wait, see now, like, the thing that annoys me about the 4 chord structures is that it's easy.
It's the 4 chord structure. Is that what you just said?
It's easy. It's like the 1-5-4-6 thing.
Mm-hmm.
You go C, G, what's this, A minor, F, or you go 5-4-6. 5-6-4-1. Fuck, I don't know. C.
I don't understand that whole. That's one thing that I always see is, it's the 1-6-4 structure where Rick Beato always mentions the 1-4. Yeah. What does that mean? Can you explain it to me in a way that I could understand?
Well,
as a guitarist,
as a non-guitarist, let me see if I can.
And this is me being a guitarist. I don't know what the fuck this means. Which is great, because if I make that kind of music, I did it unintentionally.
Okay, this I have no idea, but that's how they name it, and that's just the way it's listed as a progression within a scale. So it's like I would think if it's say now a G major scale, then like the arrangement would be like, what's it, 4-1-5-6 or something, so whatever, it's the
that sounded like Usher.
Yeah, it's like it's the journey thing, bro. Don't stop believing.
Don't stop.
That shit. It's everywhere. It's easy. And it's like
It's
the cuck thing is that
recognizable
it's
and it's
catchy,
tasteful.
but it's catchy,
It is
and you
catchy.
know it's catchy.
So what's the
So
point of
you
listening
hear
to
it
non-catchy music? No,
No,
I'm
but-
joking.
because it's catchy, and people know that it's catchy, and people know what makes it catchy. Then, if you want to write a catchy song, you do that. You know,
True.
so it's almost like the sellout progression is what I'm going to call it from now. It's the sellout progression. Don't shoot me.
Ooh, that's deep. That's deep. No.
I mean, like, check.
Um,
There's the 3-chord theory, which I know a friend of mine's band used to be called 3-chord theory. But there's like the whole, like the classic rock and roll is like 3 chords. So it's basic 3 chords. You just clap that the whole way through. But this 4-chord thing, you fucking hear it everywhere. And also, what goes with it is saying tonight between the 4 and the 1. It's
Yeah.
like, you look wonderful tonight.
Tonight.
Everybody does that because it's like a huge thing. Yes. And there's another thing. I can't remember who it is, but there's this guy who made a video on YouTube about stuff that makes popular songs popular. And the one was the 4-chord progression.
Mm-hmm.
The other one was the word tonight, just before like is leading into
And
like a
all
big
right.
thing. He didn't mention that, but the other
No, I'm
thing that he
joking.
mentioned was like the hipster chanting, like whoa, whoa, like that kind of thing. Those are the 3 things that I remember from that video, and like I hear it all the time, and it drives me freaking bananas. So it's like
Bananas.
yeah, so it's like you either
Yeah,
come
no,
up
I
with
get it.
something interesting. And that's possibly why gent is a bit more interesting to metalcore because it's all
just
like
it's a whole bunch of different arrangements together. Yeah.
I'm not really that into gent, but like I listen to it and go like I'm trying to figure it out. But when I hear this stuff, it's like, okay, I know exactly what they're doing. Skip.
Yeah, for sure.
And the other thing
tell
was
me
the waltz.
the waltz.
Yeah,
Is that a
like
4-chord progression?
that's a 3/8 or 6/8 or 3/4. Like dun, 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 dun,
No, but now
dun,
we're
that
talking
shit.
time signatures
Yes.
and not progressions.
But the reason why I brought it up because I was listening to Don Broco in the queue today.
That band's been catching my heart, bro.
It is, eh?
Dig in there, man. It's seriously cool.
I was listening
I
to-
I dig their like light-hearted vibe. They
Yeah.
just seem funky.
Yeah, and they got like a storyline within their videos.
Yeah.
But anyways, I was listening to their first album and I was like chatting to Carolyn while I was in the queue. And then the one song came in and it was like the Goo Goo Dolls version of a Don Broco song. It was like that fucking
Oh,
3/4 waltz.
okay. I see. Yeah.
So I sent her a message and I want to find the message I sent to her and I'll read it to you now quickly.
It's
I
a
went,
typical art message, I'm sure.
Wait. It's like a this is me complaining that my arms fell off after getting the injection, and then that to bring the ambulance, and then that all that stuff. Oh, here we go. Oh no, a waltz Don Broco's track. Skip. That was a message that I sent to her. I skipped it immediately.
That's amazing, dude.
Yeah, but dude, 4-chord progressions, bro. It's like I know why you're doing it.
Did you ever see the Axis of Awesome?
Yes,
That
and that's
4-chord
exactly it.
yeah. When they played all their songs just in those same 4 chords. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's
No, I get it.
exactly
I get it. I mean, listen, but there's only so many notes on a fretboard and on a piano, etc. I mean, I understand the
Listen,
the
I know
scenario.
why it works. I know why it works.
And I like writing shit that is repetitive because
Yeah, repetitive,
that's how
but
listeners get caught onto the songs because it's
I
repetitive.
reckon to use a riff like that or a progression like that is early in your career to get as many
Okay.
people to listen to your stuff as possible because it's catchy.
Mm.
And then later down the line, start writing something proper.
Yeah.
Come up with something OG instead of
Yeah.
like, let's do that because we know it will work.
Listen, I'm not really one to talk anyway because I ain't doing shit right now. I ain't doing shit. I don't even have a guitar cable. We had 2 practices at Ramon's studio, and then the COVID third wave hit. Every single cable I own for guitar equipment and every single kettle plug, my amps there, my cabs there, my one guitar is there, and I don't have anything to plug in at all. I need to go to Bothner's. Shout out Bothner's. I need to go to Bothner's and get some new cables to play. And you got some new Stockies.
No, this is the drum thing that I have near me. This is
Okay. Yeah, but you can use pillows and stuff, which is cool.
Well, I've got like my mouse pad, you know. I tap over here, try and do stuff on the table, but it's not the same.
That still sounds like you got the chops, bro.
But it's
still sounds like you got the chops, bro. We're gonna call Andrea, Leary, Marco, and the boys to get a little Verona Wolves action going.
It would be nice.
That'll be rad.
But
anyway,
this is the only guitar thing of mine that I've got.
That's a Fender pick. Those the ones that slip out of your hand the minute you start sweating.
Yeah, this is the worst pick in the world, but it looks amazing.
They're not great.
It's green.
Yeah. The one thing I did forget to mention is this, dude. NBA
Basketball.
champions, the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo and the boys got it done in 6 games against the Phoenix Suns. I forgot to mention that in the sports update. Very cool, very stoked. I mean, some seriously heart-wrenching scenes, but can't be more happy. Now, every Antetokounmpo brother has a NBA championship ring, which makes it seem easy, which it is not. There we go. Oh, what's that happening on the screen?
I don't know. Hang on.
Look at that. There we go. With look at the score. With Giannis got 50 points in game 6. 50 points and 14 rebounds. It was insane. But so Milwaukee Bucks, first time champions in 50 years. Last win, I think, was 1972 or something to that effect. Craziness. Yeah. So well done to Giannis and the boys. His brother Thanasis is on the team as well, but not as a focal point. But well done to the dudes. It was seriously cool. There we go. There it is. That's awesome. But yeah, you can get rid of that screen. It's gonna be super cool to see what happens next year, because now I've been following the NBA properly for 2 years. Again, obviously, after the long break. Now it's gotten even worse. It's trade season. So now everybody gets traded to different teams. So you don't know, your team next year is going to look completely different. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that all looks like. But we're going an hour and a half, bro.
Shit.
Yeah, I think that's it for a good show.
I think so too.
That's been an excellent show, bro. I had a blast.
Yeah, it was great. I enjoyed myself.
Yeah, dude.
I finally spent some time to learn something about the UFC. And
yeah. I really enjoyed the banter. Yeah, and I really enjoyed the banter, and you got most of the stuff 100% spot on with your analysis. So I'm looking forward to more discussions like this. We are going to rock and roll next week. You'll see us. It's not going to be live, so don't forget to like the videos, comment on the videos, because apparently the comments are the thing. That's why we've been a little bit behind on things. It's because everybody's in the live chat and nobody's in the comments. So hit us in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Papa G's House. We love you lots of content to come. Connection issue free, technical issue free from next week. But until then, this is Papa G's House, episode 94. We'll see you next week, same time, same place. Maybe not the same time, but same place. Till then, we say peace.
I don't wanna go anywhere else. I wanna go to Papa G's. Yeah, that's where we're going.